Hello and welcome to another episode of Elbow Deep with Wayne. I'm here with Mum.
Hi, how are you, Wayne?
Hey, not too bad. How are you going, Mum?
Oh, not too bad. Been a while since our last little conversation.
Yeah, a lot's happened since what, March?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that when we did our last one? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
before I did uni.
My God.
Yeah, time flies.
Holy hell. And here we are, spring next week.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, well, we've been busy. We've had a couple of really busy months. We've opened up the front runner. We used to share a room. We now have our own room there.
Yeah, we chucked in a window in there too.
Yeah, that was a bit of a
Yeah,
experience.
Bob the Builder and my gay audacity took over, and I just was like, I can do this with absolutely no skill.
He did it, and it was bloody great. It looks amazing.
Yeah, the natural light definitely is a game changer in it.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, there's more to come.
Oh, yeah.
And then also the booking situation. Our booking system pretty much only we've had the same booking system since
For nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
It's 10 years next year.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that. I feel like especially the last few years, have just been on hold for obvious reasons, but yeah. So one of the things that we've noticed this time around and why we're having to change our booking system is because it just isn't working for us anymore.
No.
So we find the current model doesn't work with multiple locations. So if people are trying to find our availabilities, they're finding a couple of hurdles because of the fact that you choose location first, then the treatment, and if you want to go back to see what other locations availabilities are, there's a bit of a
it takes you all the way back to the beginning. You've got to start again.
Yeah, and I feel like in business, if you're not listening and paying attention to those small details and you're not prepared to make amenities to it, I think that's a big failure. So we've taken that on board. We're now in processes of changing it. For me personally, I'm actually feeling quite emotional about it because it is the last connection or link to our old business model.
To the absolute original model, yeah.
So like, if you think of people who have come and gone throughout the years in our practice, who may not like what we do, and that's okay, but it's personal perspective, and people can only see their perceived outcome. We can't really change that. So over the years, we've done everything we tried to, and I feel like this last little hiccup of getting rid of our old booking system is like, oh, that was the old dream is now gone.
Yeah, but now we're on to a better, but maybe a new direction.
I think that's the right thing. It's like whenever you go to, I don't know if most people understand this, but when you go through a bit of an identity shift or identity loss or change, you do have to kind of grieve at the same time as moving forward. And I think if I've learned anything from COVID and that whole experience that I've had is grieving whilst having to do changeable actions at the same time is not an easy experience, and one in which I don't feel like a lot of people understand, because it's not the case of just like, oh, I'm employed, I'll just go to a new job. You're literally having to think of all these other additionals. Because I don't actually think most people actually understand what it is like for manual therapists.
No, I don't think they do.
Like you turning up and just getting a treatment, that's part one of our job. Yep. We also have to know how to do website development, how to do podcasting and marketing, and do social media. Accounting, GST, tax, making sure that we're doing above board as well, like making sure that we're following our protocols, our registrations,
personal development. Part of Massage New Zealand, we've got to do personal development.
Critical thinking and practicing of reflections, making sure you're doing all your professional developments and all that.
Writing notes afterwards as well. You've got to write up your notes.
And that's just like all the other stuff that people don't talk about.
And the linen, washing.
Oh yeah, I mean,
the washing, the cleaning.
The costing of that as well, like everything. Yeah. For a person is to turn up and expect a treatment and think that the money they're paying is just for that one experience. That's not really true.
No.
Like, we don't get paid to, or supported actually, especially massage therapy, do not get any kind of recognition for this at all. I could rant about that for fucking ages, but especially when, like, I'm at a point, and I'm going to make a very bold statement. I'm gonna start calling physios what they are. government officials.
Yes.
Because literally they have third party, meaning governance. Like ACC is a third party intervention, basically.
Yep.
So they've got this third party involvement into their business program, right? Which is funded by the government, and they just have to do the regulations around that. And I'm looking at it going, okay, but like, who's holding them accountable? Because they keep increasing their cost of out of pocket without making sense to how much they actually are getting from the government per service.
No, yeah.
And so when you like break it down even further and you look at like, okay, well, there is a multitude of businesses out there that are literally using this model, but they don't want to talk about it. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then when I'm opening my transparency, they're like, yes, but why should I pay for you? It's like, because I'm transparent.
Like, because we're not hiding behind a government.
Well, we're not having a third party basically dictate how we.
I would love that massage was covered under.
I'm a level 7. I'm level 7. So technically I've got autonomy of how I practice. But because in New Zealand and the way in which it's structured, I could rant about this again.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend looking at the website because there's a multitude of examples of what I'm referencing here. Yeah, there's a real conundrum here where I have a NZQA qualification that is registered and understood
worldwide,
and it's not actually it's not acknowledged, which is the irony of it, because my qualification holds me in health and rehabilitation settings without access. And ironically, like when I analysed the differences between osteochiro, physio, acupuncture, and their level 7, the reason why I don't do postgraduate in this format is because there's literally no opportunity for massage therapists to go up and do a postgraduate. When you look down at some of the actual credentials, like how they break down each one, like their anatomy and physiology courses, their cultural teaching, their clinical practices, their basically when you look down the principles, we're all on the same fucking level because it's the same fucking like requirements to have a level 7.
Yep.
And that's been around for 20 years. And I was tortured to that experience. So now I had the actual qualification. Let me sit at the table.
Yeah. Stop changing the goalposts.
ACC funding and access is basically a rigmarole, and it all comes down to the Physiotherapy Act, which was established in 1949. And before that, there was I think it was a Therapeutic Act, Massage Act, which was in 1920 something. So massage has literally been the main foundation for majority of manual therapy here in New Zealand, especially, and mostly worldwide. Yeah. So it's very fascinating to me, and technically physiotherapy still own massage therapy. So even though I have a level 7 in massage therapy, technically by virtue, I should be at least at their table. Considering that is my specialty, and they use my techniques. Yeah. So you would assume in New Zealand I would be able to sit down and have at least a conversation, but because also we have regulatory requirements, Massage in New Zealand, which was established in 2001. Yeah. They don't even recognise us as different. So we've got governing bodies, voluntarily, of course,
by other massage
who basically don't really distinguish between level 6 and level 7. And there's no incentive to go to a level 7, which is really quite fascinating to me. Because, like, wouldn't you want that? If you've got this thing that is established and there's no initiative to go there, there's over 2,000 registered massage therapists that are level 6 and under. And there's 150, I believe, level 7.
It's 130, wasn't it? 130?
I can't remember.
Oh, no. 100 odd.
So we've got 2,000. We've got 2,000 people who realistically are being covered and looked after. We've got over 100 people who are not.
Are overqualified.
Pretty much.
And
if you step outside their lines, it's like, oh, how dare you? And it's like, but we've done our clinical reasoning.
We've got line now. We've
the College of Massage. What's it called? Massage College.
Yeah, College of Massage New Zealand.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I mean,
now it's ARA.
NARA came through, but they didn't keep the level 7, did they?
No.
Which was fascinating.
No, you've got to go to SIT to do that.
I think they had the degree in neuromuscular therapy, because it's all different wording. Doesn't really matter, it's all marketing.
Yeah.
All
about getting that government funding.
Primarily, yeah. I mean, fuck. I like the fact that we've actually starting to get some Māori massage, or Māori-based healthcare, which is a totally different funding through ACC. If you ever want to go into a rant with that, definitely comment below and let me know, because I'm more than happy to explain the differences on how Māori-based practices are different to westernized practices, or ones that work around the health framework, because they're two totally different funding sources through ACC.
Hey, you can tell them about how you're going to start doing your 90-minute treatments in the future?
I can.
Yeah.
Do they want to know?
Well, I don't know. The ultimate body mechanic.
Yeah. So I've had a couple of trial runs, which has been fun. Basically, the ultimate body mechanic treatment is exactly that. I get to have fun, in a nutshell. So
on you.
So over the past almost 10 years now, we've established pretty well the body mechanic approach, which I think I've done a great job on articulating the relevance of it. So now we're just stepping away from the conventional, what I've already established, and now I'm just allowed free reign, meaning I get to do full mechanical analysis, hands-on treatment. So I mean, I've done this for over 20 years now. So I'm now at a point where I'm like, cool, I've got quite a plethora of manual therapy techniques that I know, and I'm quite proficient in. But like most things, if you're not using it continuously, you just lose it. And I wanna have some fun with my therapy. I want to basically keep moving forward and not feeling stagnant, because I stand by my original statement, which is manual therapy has not really advanced in terms of its actual manual techniques.
No,
we just comprehend them better. So in the 20 years of me being a therapist, that's the main thing I take away, is the actual applications as to how to massage, how to release tissue, how to free up blah. That hasn't really changed. It's just our philosophy of understanding that's changed, and we now comprehend a deeper level. And I think over the years, it's our adaptation to our approaches. So hows and whys we do certain things. But yeah, the crux of the nature is manually hasn't really changed.
I think it's also people are becoming more aware as well. They're not just rocking up and expecting a message. People are becoming more aware of their bodies and their problems and issues, and are starting to focus more on it, which is great, because it makes our job a little easier than trying to have to throw
if there's no willingness to take accountability, and there's no willingness to actually take it further, then you're just paying for people's bills at this point. Because that's the biggest thing I personally, one of my biggest gripes with people is literally the fact that they come to therapists regardless of the background, expecting a fix, or expecting like their symptomatic release. They want a symptomatic release. They don't want to understand why the symptom's there. They don't want to understand how the symptom actually happened, and they will not disclose the length, the distance of time they've had that symptom, and all the things they've done to remedy that system. So they go to this person, they go, you now fix it. And you're just like, are you serious? If I could, that would be putting me at a messiah level. Why would I be in Christchurch?
Yeah, of all the places, yeah.
It doesn't quite make sense.
No.
And these expectations are becoming more and more proficient. Now I'm looking at these people going, okay, well, most people are avoidant in pain by nature, because, it's easy to basically fear the pain, when literally on a pharmaceutical level, we've literally been told pain is bad. Like, you think of how many Panadol ads we've seen throughout how many years. It's all the same shit. You feel pain, get rid of it with this. It's like, no. Understand the difference between what is helpful feedback loops versus what is negative feedback loops, and then work out the different pathways. Unfortunately, I've had surgery last week, so words are not my favorite. Got a
bloody great hole in his jaw.
Got like stitches and everything still. The notion that everyone's pinned against each other in the manual therapy space has pushed a lot of divisions on what is therapeutic, what is more relaxation, and all these other factors. And it comes down to personal preference and what they perceive the outcome would be. The thing I always find quite fascinating is how many times people are just so avoidant of actually experiencing discomfort, but they'll go to a gym and they'll go into a workout, And if they do not feel like they're getting an element of effort or discomfort afterwards, then they didn't actually feel like they've achieved anything. But then they go to a therapist, and the therapist does the exact same thing. And then they go, no, he was too hard. No, he's too painful. Oh, I was so sore after. Be like,
well, yeah.
I don't understand the difference. Because I'm breaking down the tissue the same way that you do in a gym. Like the same, like I'm just not loading it up hypertrophy. Like I'm just not adding a bunch of blood in there.
No.
I'm stimulating it. And most of the time, so many people don't know the difference between treating a muscle and treating fascia.
Oh,
I treat fascia.
Yeah, I treat muscles.
Muscle, fascia.
I massage, he does fascia.
I work around the connective tissues. I work around like all the sheaths, the fascial sheaths, because it has more neuron activation than the actual muscle. Muscles are very simple. They're chambers. They fill, they empty. That's literally contraction and relaxation.
And sometimes they get sticky. Which is
I mean, then we start talking about all the other like nervous fluid and that kind of stuff. But that's fine. That's like that just makes you sound like you know what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter because that's again marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can say all the words and get it, and especially because we live in an era where consumerism is a thing. So you can get literally any manual therapy tool, right? Yep. All the massage guns, you've got all of the things, right?
But
all of the
know
things.
How to use it?
And that's the thing, right? You never like the thing that always fascinates me, especially because when this became such a heightened aspect, I think it was 2018, where people started to get like all these self treatment tools and self maintenance tools, and it's interesting because for us, I loved it. And I still love it because you have access to something that you didn't have to have a massive paywall to get to. Like we did. We had to get training in it. We had to actually go and pay money to go get these equipment that was at the top tier, like industry standard. And then you had to do all this course training, which then when you start breaking it all down is just repackaged shit that we already know. Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, Theraguns are just percussion. There's this percussion and deportment. Okay, well, we already know that. Like, cool. Why do I have to pay X, Y, Z?
How come I had spent thousands?
But that's the thing. The consumer does not go to the actual person who's, you know, the company that's making it going, where are all the contraindications and education that I need to do? Oh, you just have access to it. Oh, cool, I've got it. Yay. And then they run to us going, I've got this thing. And I'm like, and?
I belted my eye.
Oh, yeah, fucking the bruising that I've done.
Oh, God, yeah. I had a really sore quad, so I thought I'd get my gun on it.
Yeah.
And it's black and blue, and you go,
oh, my favourite is when they're doing tendons. Oh. And they don't understand why their Achilles tendinopathy has not dropped. I'm like, well, you keep really, like, you keep irritating and inflaming it. And that's the other thing, right? Inflammatic cycles. Like, inflammation is different than injury. They're two different things, right? And the fact that they're linked together makes our job incredibly harder because inflammation has a full entire cycle and it's not just one aspect. So when people take like anti-inflammatories, like, oh my God, I hate myself, so I took anti-inflammatories and I feel great. I'm like, yeah, because it's gone through your entire body. Yeah. It doesn't isolate. It's not an isolated. When you take anything that's pharmaceutical, it goes through the entire body. It doesn't just go to one spot. No. Just remember that. Yeah. Remember that for 2 seconds. Yeah. Like, when you get an injury and you're like, I just took this and it's great. I'm like, cool, that's great. Not a problem. Really cool. But the inflammatic cycle is your whole body. Whole body. So when you hurt your shoulder, does it affect the rest of your body? Probable. Yep. Probable. I'm sure there's literature that says yes and no, and I just do not have access to that.
Hey, look, if you go looking for literature, you'll find everything you want.
Cognitive bias is there, especially when so previously in the past to get and this is just because of the involvement of like the internet basically. Yeah. And access and the changing of regulations and the ability to do certain things and having because at the end of the day like universities are still businesses. Mm-hmm. Journal article and publications, they're still a business. So they're still looking for profit, engagement, market, that kind of stuff. So for them to get more publication makes more logical sense. So it's more fun for us because like now we have a lot of access to resource. A lot
of information.
But now we have to sift through to see if it's credible or non-credible, if there's falsehoods, all that kind of stuff. And when you start looking about like AI intervention and everything like that, where that becomes quite convoluted at the best is that we have this tool that basically can read different languages and give you citations and all that kind of information from, previously limitation for us if we don't speak another language, but we can have access to this article and their philosophies, and that's great, unless there's a falsehood to it. Or it's been misconstrued or that kind of stuff. Or worse, AI has literally just written up with their, 40%? 40% of falsehood, yeah, they're hallucinations.
Wow.
It's got high.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse.
Is it 40 or 20? Don't quote me. I don't care. Well, at the end of the day, just imagine like that writing everything. So yeah, when you're looking at accessing information, researching things, and when I say research, I don't mean Google. I actually mean you are doing a small meta-analysis. Like you're actually finding a search methodology that works. So how you're going to deduce your searching. So if you're going to look on Scholar or PubMed or something like that, and you're just going to go, cool, I'm going to look at articles at this range who've been peer-reviewed at this age, blah.
And this length of time.
Yeah. That way you're narrowing your perspective. Then you're going to read it, not just the abstract. You know what I mean? Abstracts.
Yep.
Yeah. You can tell I'm studying.
Yeah, he's studying. And he's on, what is it, mid-semester break?
I am, yeah. Second mid-semester break.
Woohoo! And how's your studying going? Good?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm actually achieving academically stuff that I've never achieved academically before, which is a really, really interesting place to be.
Yeah.
Most people, they know I'm neurospicy, but I'm really dyslexic. Like, I really do. I have issues with communication. I have issues with comprehension. Reading is not something I'm really good at. And it's quite interesting because if you speak to most people who have a lot of limitations, we have an insecurity behind it. That's why I study. It's because it's fed from an insecurity. And then through that insecurity, I've actually just found that I really enjoy discovering more information. Yeah. I like comparing, contrasting, all that kind of stuff. And then as I'm understanding how academic writing and how academic professionals want their certain criteria met, I now understand their formula. And because of that, I think I'm getting better results, which is ticking boxes, and that's all academic is ticking boxes once you understand their formula and the way in which they want their information said to them. Is it real world? No. It's not real world. Real world communication does not look like that.
No.
But it does give you the ability to understand where you're getting your information from. It does give you the opportunities to learn the skills and to obtain the knowledge and regurgitate that knowledge in a sequence where even if you don't fully comprehend it because you're just literally just going through the motions sometimes, it allows you to reflect on the processes in which you're doing. And I think that's the truth that I've learned. The end result isn't necessarily that you have this massive access to this knowledge. It's just that you know
how to access it, not to
critically analyze it.
Yeah. Well, go you.
Yeah, getting there.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired.
Maybe when the 50-metre pool finally opens sometime, you'll think, okay, I've got more dead brain cells than I have alive.
Oh, well.
True?
I mean, you are zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, we'll get there.
So, Mum, what's happening in your life anyway?
In April, I got asked to throw my hat into squash into the Super Champs. So it's basically where the regions compete against each other to go for nationals. And I'm going to nationals in 2 weeks. Yeah. And it's not... Well, there we go.
Of course. Hey? It's cracked your screen, Mum.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I'll have to get a new one. Have to go to Temu. Good reason to do a Temu shop.
Never a good reason. So you're saying you have your squash finals coming up?
Yeah.
What's it called? Nationals.
Nationals.
Yeah.
To try.
That took a while for me to process.
There are 10 regions competing. Yeah. 8 of them from the North Island. Heavily stacked, I'll just note. And
what'd you say?
Heavily stacked.
What does that mean?
There's a lot of C graders that are playing in the D grade.
Oh, see, I interpret that very differently.
Okay. No. Fine. There's only 2 South Island teams, us and Southland, and we're going to Invercargill.
There's only 2
South Island teams, 8 North Island teams.
Okay.
And 2 South Island teams.
So you better win.
I'll give it a hot.
Nah.
I'm in the bottom 5% in the grading, so I've got nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose.
Squash is an interesting sport.
Oh, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my squash. It's
look, when you see the elites, like,
oh god,
there's nothing to them. They just look like they're gonna get a good wind and they're falling over.
No, not the guys are.
Fuck off!
Legs.
Oh, fuck off!
It's all in your legs.
They like a good. Nah. If they just had like one unilateral movement and poof, on the ground.
Wait, remember Squash Bum when you had a game of squash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they use their glutes a lot.
Yeah. So lateral, they put around 4.5 times the amount of their body force.
Yeah. Very similar movements to what a basketballer.
But there's so much more that could go behind the scenes that help build a stronger foundation. Because if you've got a person who's doing a very active and dynamic, explosive movement, very much like you don't want them just to do unilateral movement.
No, and I've also got club championships this weekend. Oh, so that's.
Mum's in Kashmir, by the way. She's in Kashmir. I don't understand the classism in Christchurch personally.
Oh.
It's no different to like what school did you go to? It's
God, concept. Isn't that bad? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So which school did you go to?
Oh yeah. Every time I get asked that, I'm like, "Do you actually want to know? I don't. Like, where are you going to put me? I don't. I'm so worried."
Oh gosh.
I know. I don't give a fuck.
But no, so that's what's happening in my world at the moment.
Yeah.
A bit of squash, working, and I'm going to
look at. Hit me.
That's okay. I'm also going to start looking at doing 90-minute remedial for more in depth on top of my 45s.
You're starting to copy off me, Mum.
Well, it was a joint discussion.
Yeah, I mean, we created the 45 minutes basically during COVID. And I think it worked. It made us proficient.
Yes.
And I feel like we like it because we can keep it to the current cost variable because we know that in the economic crises that we have, we don't want to add financial stress to people. And over the years, we've very rarely changed our cost because we believe that if we can sustain our principle and our values and our
ethics.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big one. So if I'm not just constantly increasing pricing, but I'm actually making it more cost effective, that makes it more accessible because in our practice, we still need to make things accessible. That is financially accessible, that is like booking accessible. It's a multitude of factors. It's not just let's keep increasing our costs because of inflation. I mean, that was like literal robbery in my eyes because I'm like, you've got this situation, added these additional costs, and the consumer has to do it, and then having to get legislation to come through to basically inhibit businesses from overcharging.
But not everybody discloses.
No, they don't. And I absolutely refuse. And it can be at the detriment of my own business. That's fine. I'll always state this. I will rather be a good therapist than a good business person. And we
both said if we didn't have to pay the bills, we probably wouldn't be.
I get asked what would I do if I won lotto, right? And it's just like, I do this exact same thing. I just wouldn't get paid.
Yep.
Because getting rid of the payment side of what I do, and it's not to discredit my qualifications, it's not the fact that I've spent over 100K in getting qualifications, it's not about my knowledge bracket, and it's not the inability to understand my worth. I understand my worth, I understand my existence, but when you're going against a government that doesn't care, then there's no point, right? Like, I would just rather be a shit business person
and a great therapist.
Have my business running a skeleton, which is not ideal, because when people go really well in business, profits. It's all profits. It's all numbers. It's all profits.
Yep.
And if you don't understand what that means, have a look at any institute, and it's all profits.
Yep.
I don't want to be known for that. I want to be known to actually being a good therapist or doing something different, or at least coming up with different solutions, be at the front of the curve as opposed to the back. Because what people forget when you've got institutionalized, especially academic institutions, a lot of the time you've got the people that are teaching the information, and then you've got the other people that are pushing the narrative forward or pushing the industry forward. And over the 20 years I've been doing this, less people have been pushing forward, and everyone's starting to fall back into this like academic paralysis.
And making it more about the business.
It's
about the money side of the business.
And they internalize that and all this fucking suppression shit. But why don't we hear so much about the people who are inventing stuff? Like, if you had a look at the 70s, 80s...
I was there.
There was heaps of this invention era. We don't see that anymore. No. It's almost been like bled out of us almost from society, because it's not like you can't be marginalized at that point. No. I don't know. I'm ranting about that.
Yeah, you are. That's all good. Nothing wrong with a good rant.
Yeah.
I mean, what else would we be doing?
Working, but no one wants to book in.
Yeah, because they don't know how to.
Nah. Look, at the end of the day, I could sit here and fret, because we're a small business, and it's just the two of us.
Yep.
I could sit here and fret, and the thing that I've learned over the years is when you've got businesses that do a lot of knee-jerk marketing and strategizing and all this kind of shit, like getting people in the short term, that's cool. You know, I get it. But I'd rather have people who generally see the benefit. And as long as like I'm making sure like the mortgage is paid and the bills don't close on my business, I'm good. Like I can't sit there and stress about unsolvable problems. No, it's impossible to understand what people do. And we can only just stay true to our laurels and our morals. And if that means you know,
well, everyone's finding it tough.
Yeah,
everyone.
Yeah. So instead of like just like us sitting there to stressing and going, what should we do? We just realised we could just sit here and talk
and study and play gosh.
Studying is fun. Yeah. I mean, life is still the thing where I've learned, especially over the last year. The thing that I've learned is everything that feels all-consuming and you feel like every day is just frozen, and you somehow just get through the day by day, week by week kind of situation. Life doesn't stop. And it makes me understand grief, because even if you're feeling all of the bigger feelings and big emotions and everything, life doesn't stop, and it's not meant to. And that means you've got to appreciate the fact that it doesn't stop. And for me, if I sit there stressed about every single thing in my life,
your hair would be as white as mine.
But it doesn't stop.
No.
And trauma responses are trauma responses, and people, you can never change public perception on you unless you know, like, it's very challenging to change public perception. And at the end of the day, if you're trying really hard to please and appease everyone else around you, then that in itself is quite questionable by nature. So if you're not happy within yourself, if you're not happy and confident within your own parameters, that's cool. I know that I'm not really employable, mainly because I would get bored. And then if I start seeing holes in the upper and lower, I would end up just, you can imagine how annoying I would be if I was employed. Because I'd be like, oh, is that all I have to do today? I just have to do that one thing. Well, I'm going to do all these other things.
That's your ADHD.
That's, pretty much, in a nutshell. Yeah. There's a reason why I do like my job, because it's like an algorithmic pattern that I have to work out. Yeah. And my hypermobility has gotten really fun since a lot of weight loss. It's quite funny. I feel like I'm back being like a teenager, back in the swimming days. Back to the 50-meter pool. Yeah, I'm looking forward for that, because I want to get back into swimming.
Yes.
And I refuse to do that in a 25-meter pool, because 9 to 11 strokes and tumble turning all the time is not really great for a distance person. No. And at the moment, I don't really have like enough body mass to really go in the ocean warmly, and I don't wear wetsuits, so that's just going to be a horrific hypothermia experience. So yeah, the 50-meter pool would be great for someone like me, because that's about 27, 28 strokes per 50, and I can really get into...
about 18, 19, or is that when you're...
What the fuck are you talking about?
When you're... Oh.
No, you have no idea. You never know.
Only when I had counted it when you're...
When? That's like... No.
Way back before you got your license.
I was a teenager.
Once you got his license.
Okay, no, I'm just going to hold her accountable for this at the moment, because Mum likes to think she understands a lot of my sporting endeavours. And the thing is, she only understands it when she was there, and when she was there was very small, and usually when I was very young. So when she's like, oh, I thought this number, and I'm like, fuck me, I barely understood what I did back at that era.
Only because we used to have to count your strokes for your coach.
Yeah, but you got it wrong. if I was doing 18 strokes per 50, that means that technically I would have been working at a very fast rate.
I thought it'd be slow.
No.
Just because you're long reach.
No.
Okay.
If you're moving at a distance, think about it for just 2 seconds. If I was doing 18 strokes for a 50 meter, if you think that 1 second is per stroke, right? So if you think 1 second per stroke.
Oh, yeah.
18 seconds is world record standard.
Yeah.
I did not do world record standard for a 50 meter.
No.
I'm old now and I lengthen out my stroke. So it's not equated to speed when I do my swimming currently. So when I say like 9 to 11 strokes, it's because I'm considerably slower. But when we're referencing my old stuff, it represents speed. Very hard. I could go into swimming dynamics very much, but I won't. Mum could talk about squash instead and how she runs and hits the ball and gets upset that she didn't work out that the person's going to hit it in another direction, and it's just tactics. It's all strategic and tactics.
You've played it occasionally?
Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm good at it.
I mean, you've even played doubles. You didn't even have a clue what you were doing.
That was an experience.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Having
balls coming at you. What hand do I use?
I still remember the guy that you were partnered with who yelled at. You could hear him on all the courts. Did you just change friggin' hands?
Oh yeah, because like I'm ambidextrous, so like, and I've always been like this. Because when I was younger, I was originally left-handed. And I literally, my hand used to get slapped all the time with a ruler to write with my right hand. And so, yeah, I just always tennis, anything that was racket or anything that required one hand.
Anything that had ball related.
Yeah, like hockey, I always didn't know which one I was supposed to use. I used it backwards most of the time.
Golf. Yeah, anything that had a ball.
Yeah, anything that had like a racket base or something that required like
hand and ball.
Yeah. And not to mention, swimmers are really not so coordinated, so I wasn't very good at coordination either. You could tell this by how I run.
Oh God, Wayne, you're a douche.
No, I'm not. I'm not that useful.
I've entered the colour run.
I actually saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Why not?
No, that's why I asked. Why?
I don't know. Did it?
What's it about?
It's
a
charity one.
Yeah.
It's a fundraiser. And can't remember off the top of my head at the moment.
Because you get embellished with colour.
Every 2.5 kilometres.
I couldn't think of anything worse. That's just dirty. What kind of colour is it? Where are they getting the source material from?
It's just water paint.
Yeah, but like it's being chucked at you.
Yeah.
People have an issue with me doing like mud runs, and they're like,
"You should put your bloody mud in me hair."
And I don't know where the water. And like, and yet no one questions like things getting thrown on you. It's like, come on, man.
Oh, let's admit it. The mud race at Mocha Carrara's was a really good one.
Yeah,
not like crap.
It was real.
Remember when the helicopter came and we had to try and hightail it?
Oh yeah. She was struggling.
Oh yeah. It was the second lap.
You didn't train for it.
We really.
Are you training for this one at least? Well, like, what's the distance?
It's 2.5 loops, 2.5K loops. So you do 2.5K, or you can do 5K or 750 up to 10. It's up to you.
What are you doing?
I've just done open. I haven't made it.
What are you doing?
Hopefully turning up.
What? No.
I am looking at trying to do about 750.
Why not 10? 10's not hard.
It wouldn't be if I trained for it.
When is it?
October.
So you got 2 months. That's the training program done. What's the problem?
You going to join me?
Fuck no. You signed it, not me.
It was a moment of weakness.
Well, no, you claimed charity, and I don't know what charity.
Well, I can't remember.
Gotta love a good charity.
Well, it could be, I don't know, October's breast cancer month, so who knows?
Yeah, just to clarify, I'm just being a dick. Yeah, no, the thing is, like, the thing that I always found, especially not able to train or exercise as much as I had in the past, has made me really, like, I miss a lot of the charity events that we've done for our community. And it has been hard because a lot of the time, like, you do a lot for other communities, other blahs, and you get all this involvement, and then people just know you for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you kind of like lose the ability to have access to that again, you do lose a little bit of that identity going, what is this feeling? And it's been interesting kind of sitting in that uncomfortable experience. Not to mention, like, I've had two of my coping strategies taken away, which was food and exercise, so I actually really had to sit in that real uncomfortable feeling. And I kind of got to a stage where I really want to make sure that I'm giving back, because for me that is something that's really important.
We need to look after our communities.
Well, it's understanding that you can't force people to seek help, right? Like, that's something that yeah, it'll never eventuate. It's also understanding what you can do to facilitate aid where possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I find all the things that we've done in the past have always been centered around either cancer awareness, mental health, Māori health. It's always looking at different avenues that already exist, and trying to bring awareness and aid where possible for that. So then I was like, cool, what do we got? And I remember in 2021 in December, we had, well, I did the I Don't Think Straight challenge, which is where I basically did a month's worth of health and well-being. So I ate healthy, I did mindfulness, I made sure I was physically active. Yeah, and the thing around that was to promote a different way of thinking. And it's been interesting because I've had to reflect back onto that different way of thinking, going, well, what what made that section so special for me, and why do I feel connected to it now? And I think the big things that I see from that is, yes, I don't think straight sounds like it's very much a rainbow community scenario, or a neurodivergent element, but it's more nuanced than that I've learnt. A lot of the issues I've had psychologically have been around sport and the lack of representation for mental health and addiction based personalities for sport, and that's been something that's been on my mind, especially since I'm studying. And um and the more I look into it, the conventional ideologies are there for a reason. So what else can we do? And I think as we live in an era with AI, I'm like, cool, what can we do about this? Like, what's AI going to do? It can provide a bunch of resources, information, and all that kind of stuff. So it's great for that. It's a great tool. But where's the connection? And that's when I started thinking we need the connection. And that's the peer-led initiatives.
Yeah.
So that's what we've basically established. And it's been quite interesting. I think it's going to be something that is really going to take off in the next 5 to 10 years, is the peer-led initiatives and connecting through lived experience. Because it's not your conventional, it's not traditional counseling, psychology, psychoactive. It's not that. It's sitting down, being equal, because it doesn't have the hierarchy of clinical. It's an equal space, meaning two people, two individuals are sitting together and they're sharing lived experience. And that basically governs connection.
Yep.
It's not about giving advice on clinical frameworks. It's not about doing, a plethora of all these other factors. It's just going, okay, I hear you, I see you. And I'll share what I know from my lived experience, and that's it.
Yep.
And I think that
it's that human connection.
Well, I think it's a great groundwork. It's a groundwork for people who feel probably a little bit lost, a little bit.
And there's no judgment.
Well, there can't be.
No. And I
Why
think
judgment?
a lot of people, I think a lot of people are scared of going through a lot of things because there's the fear of being judged. This has got no
stigma.
judgment.
Yeah, definitely there's stigma.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. Stigma's a very hard one, because stigma associates to shame, and that's always fun.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm doing a lot of studying to understand the frameworks of the philosophies and the theories, just so that I can comprehend it, but doesn't mean I'm going to use it.
No.
It's mainly just so that I can have a greater understanding of the current models and frameworks that are in play. But my peer-led initiative is mainly around, and it's centered around shared connections. And for that, there's a lot of sport in there. Because when you see someone running at 5 o'clock in the morning and you think, wow, they're so fit, so dedicated, so healthy, that's the only time they can fit that run in for that day, because they also have a plethora of other things. And other people don't really understand what it's like to do a program and have a little bit of anxiety going into events. And yeah, it's more depth than what a lot of people do. Not to mention, most athletes are a little bit high functioning and high masking.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, we won't get into that.
Nah, that's another podcast, mate.
Could be quite easily.
Easy.
So yeah, for us, the I don't think straight connect or
IDTS.
Yeah, IDTS. When you look at the initiatives, it does read a bit like Idiots Connect. Which again, like if you're getting offended by that, you're not the people.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like the way that we're currently setting it up. It's a free-led initiative, meaning that it's given freely. There's no we have a guideline on how we run our services, but there's no cost to you, the individual. No. And in the future, I'd hope to make it into I can make I don't think Straight Connect into more of a charitable trust that we can actually, make more of a commitment to the community. But for now, our way of giving back is literally just one peer-led at a time, because that for us makes logical sense. Definitely. Feels like we're still giving back, we're still connecting, and we're just
still in the community.
Yeah, we're still facilitating something, and I think that's better than wishing to do more. You know what I mean? Because everyone wants to wish and hope, but if you're not doing, then are you really achieving your wants, needs, and desires?
Gotta have those wants, needs, and desires.
So one of the things I want to know, Mum, is some of the setbacks you've experienced since the last episode we had.
I've had to accept the downturn in the clientele because that's been out of my control.
Oh no!
I know. It's funny because some weeks it's flat out, and other weeks it's not, and that's just how it is. And that's it's not just our industry. I've had a lot of personal things happen in my life in the last couple of months, so I'm having to sort of learn to stand on my own 2 feet again, which is...
You have feet?
I know. They're one of my cankles. But just learning, like you said earlier, with the grieving and changing and evolving, I'm having to go through that stage and at my old age. And it's like an 18-month-old. I stand up, I fall down. I stand up, I fall down. Sometimes I fall down more than I stand up. But it doesn't mean I'm still not trying to stand up. It's been a challenge I wasn't expecting, and it's how it is. But what about you, Wayne?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Good.
For me, that's a hard one because it's been a bit. I think just in the dynamic of business, it's always challenging when you got a family member, because we live, breathe, live, breathe, live, breathe.
Breathe, live. Oh, sometimes we have jazz. It's not just the two of us. Sometimes we have jazz.
We need to do one where jazz is in here.
Oh, we will. Yeah.
Dress her up, make her look all pretty.
So we haven't got that long, but she's got no bloody teeth.
I haven't. I think for me, the past since the last episode, I've just been trying to be kind, which I feel is an overused word because of a certain person. So I feel like it's just been a processing time for me, figuring out opportunities, difference. I'm not enjoying some aspects, so I'm having to identify why and put measures in place to make sure that I'm actually doing something. There's a lot of work behind the scenes that have gone since the last episode. So
God.
I've been heavily involved in doing a multitude of other things that people will never see, because it's not meant to. That's part of business, right? Because people don't see the relevance of that. But yeah, I think if I was stressing about the business like I had in the past, I would be pretty crippled.
You're sitting in the corner sucking your thumb.
Maybe just because it's a real uncertain time.
It's a scary.
At the start of this year, I was filled with hope because last year we had all of the announcements that we were going through a living crisis, that we were going through a recession. So I knew that from that variable, the way in which the government would have moved forward would have been in a more positive light, because 2025 makes logical sense. Forget about the past, look forward, blah, blah, blah. But then obviously international influence came into play, and everything just went, it pretty much halted. It really
ground to a massive stop.
And especially because most of the time for us, we were always, we were reciprocated. So I always look at what are the small businesses building and all that kind of stuff doing, and that usually indicates where we are in terms of because small businesses, even though we don't get support, we're the backbone of the economy, which is really ironic because of, when you start looking at when your business has to restructure so many times, the amount of like tax you have to still pay is the same.
It's nuts.
And there's not a lot of like leeway. And the thing is, like, we're pretty lucky. We've got a good relationship and with the IID and the like. So for us, you know, I like to establish positive connections where possible. And I'm pretty much a law-abiding person, so it's unethical for me to basically do anything that's falsehood because that's just against who I am. But I can definitely see how, you know, others do what they do.
Oh, look, I look at some of these businesses that have gone bust.
Oh, yeah.
And you see that they owe IID
yes,
hundreds,
so
not
much.
100,000. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
But I
And
can
then this is
understand
why-
that. But I can, don't know
same.
about that. But I can understand it because when things, I was talking about this with a friend of mine who is an accountant. So when things get tough, normally they stop the rent.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the landlord makes heaps of fucking money. So they just stop paying the landlord.
Yeah.
Then they stop paying IRD because, you know, sue me, I've got no money. But the thing is, there's a multitude of other things behind the scenes that everybody forgets. Not all landlords are wealthy.
No.
And a lot of them are, it's their retirement fund.
Yeah.
I mean, some are arseholes, but that's another program.
But yeah, there's a big difference between commercial renting versus residential renting.
Oh,
huge difference. Oh, and also like the whole concept around, just get a lawyer. Are people aware how much lawyers like charge?
Yeah.
It's per the minute.
Per minute.
So like whenever there's like a small business having to engage in a multitude of other services, that is also crippling. And so I've had one of my fears in service, in the service industry, is basically that you have people have a vendetta and then they will essentially get a group of people, because bad people don't need reasons to be bad. Just to clarify, like they don't need a lot of reasons. And so one of the biggest fears that I've always had with the service industry or service business is that you would just piss off someone sporadically and then they will end up getting their group of people just book you out for a week and then just no show. And I'm not the only one that would feel like this also in the service industry.
No.
So like there are not a lot of reasons for people to really do that, but like as in like they can, and there's not a lot of like protections we have. Like I've installed quite a comprehensive terms and conditions associated to our business to make sure that like anything like that or anyone that's looking for malicious intent actually, you know, because New Zealand is not a place where you can really like go for defamation or that kind of stuff. It's very different from my experience in Australia anyway. So like you're kind of on your own, and that's very much portrayed. So for me, in the way in which I run my practices, and I know that we as a family always talk about this, is we constantly advising what is current literature is telling us, so we can actually try to implement it, how we can possibly always better ourselves. So like the thing is, once you have a business, you have to keep working at it. You have to keep looking at your actual, like your policy and procedures. What are you doing culturally? What are you doing for safety? What are you doing for complaints? What are you doing for scope of practice? Making sure that your registration's there. Like making sure you're still working through all the behind the scenes things, so you're actually being the best you possibly can be, whilst also like being true to yourself as well. Because massage is very touch orientated, so like you can make it as clinical as you want, but it's still touch, and it's your interpretation of that touch that is the thing. Because you can read a book, you can read any textbook, right? But if you do not understand what you're touching comparative to what you're learning on that textbook, that is the disconnect. And if you don't understand that, the power of touch is cool. I always say this: you can't teach touch. That's either you understand it or you don't, and that's the difference between being a good therapist and you don't, and you're just like one of the mill. And I always say that.
Yeah.
Like I've got a very heavy hand. I say it at the very start of every session that I've got a heavy hand, and people are still like, It's like, what do you expect? I literally tell you I've got a heavy hand, and when I actually, start, you're like, oh, what do you want from me?
Everything.
Go to a spa. They have less qualifications than me, but like they charge more.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And don't even start. Don't even start. Wayne. But no, but it's been a great chat.
Yeah. We're going to be doing this more frequently because I've actually factored it into our weekly roster. So, yeah, I mean, a bit dry. That's fine.
Sometimes it'll be good. Sometimes it probably won't be good. But we don't want it to be always just about our business.
Nah.
Because that's boring.
And at the end of the day, like, I'm still going to post.
Yeah.
I don't really care. If you listen, you listen. If you don't, you don't. Yeah. It's not about that. It's just we're just sitting, talking, yarning, expressing some of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and I feel like not many people talk about this particular fact, is we're also okay being wrong.
Yeah.
Like if I say something that I may later disagree with, that's also good. That's called growth. And I don't have a qualm with learning. I think it's important to understand professionalism, and if I have areas that I can always work on, there's only one way to learn, and that's by doing for me. And so if I have a differing opinion, or if I say something that's not politically correct or not 100% professional or right, yeah, that's a great opportunity to at least go back and learn.
Yeah. And it's probably, this is a good way for people to get to know us too, without just us being on the table.
I mean, I'm a nerd.
Yes.
I'm weird.
Oh yeah.
I talk funny. I make words up in my head. I put words together that don't actually exist, and
that's great. That's how the English language came.
I literally see the world in so many different ways. That is neurospicy.
That's good. Because who wants to be vanilla?
I mean, a lot of people like the scent of vanilla.
Oh, talking of vanilla.
What?
I'm going to be making some spritzes again, and room sprays, and some oils again.
Mum loves oils.
I do. Like a good candle.
Oh, I know.
I know.
Oh, spritz me with some essential oils that is mixed in with some, like, I don't know, alcohol.
You can't drink the alcohol. Hey, we could use vodka.
Oh.
No, vodka and essential oils don't go nice together.
Oh.
And I'd rather drink vodka.
Okay.
But never mind.
Well, let's just call it for what it is. Yep. This is a jump back in time. I think it's been a good session. Thank you for joining me.
No, thank you.
For months efforts.
Hey, look, in 50 years' time, who's going to give a damn?
Oh, no, yeah, that's the real. That's okay. If you ever want to live by a motto, it's that. Yeah. Right? Like, what we're doing here, in 100 years' time, no one cares.
No one's going to give
no one gives a fuck.
Nah.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that I live my life by. Yeah. And that's why I'm okay with being wrong, is because if I don't own up for things that I have or haven't done or haven't acknowledged or blah, in 100 years, no one's going to know my name anyway. No. So, like, I've been a therapist for 20 years. I'm nothing revolutionary. I'm just treating one people at a time. I live in fucking Christchurch. It's not like we're fucking having millions and millions of reaches. Nah. Like, even with the population mass here, what it's like 500,000? Something
like that.
Yeah. Yes. I can't treat all them people anyway, so, like, come on.
You don't want to anyway.
I'm good. I don't matter. This is nothing relevant. Like, we're only here just living, breathing, and being a part of this existence. And if you come across us, you come across us. If you jive with us, otherwise, marry on and have fun.
Yeah. Go forth and multiply.
Yeah. Or don't, please. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Well,
fucking readers.
So true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks very much for today, Wayne. It was a bloody great day.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. All right, guys.
Okay.
That's it. Later. Good one.
See ya.
Bye.